So if you like the way that Chris just presented to add some annotations or callbacks to YT plots, you can also define your own annotation methods without even touching the YT code base. You can do this at runtime, and I'm going to do it in this very notebook. So just before I start, let me show you my beautiful data set. I had a more inside. I had a prettier one, but I lost it, and I realized it at the last time. So I apologize for this one. Maybe it's the only non-Cartesian data set of the day. So it's a simulation of a protoplanetary disk, a very crude one, with one embedded planet that's figuring the formation of a spiral structure. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yes. Perfect. And the annotation I propose to implement for this very short talk is just basically the same as annotate marker, but I want specifically my markers to point where the planets are, in case it's not obvious enough. And there's only one in this specific data set. So this is just so I can demonstrate the annotation method, because I didn't know that Chris was going to present just before that. And I selected annotate title as in my example because I'm afraid of bugs, and this is the most robust one in my opinion. All right. Okay. So don't look too much into the ugly code that I'm defining here. I just added a very simple helper function that knows how to parse my log file where there are some data about where my planets are during the simulation. That doesn't really matter here. What's actually important is the way that I define the annotation method by subclassing a class from YT that I import here, which is called plot callback. So it's important that I inherit from this class to define my own annotation method. The name of my method doesn't matter. What does matter is how I define this hidden attribute, the type name, which is going to be passed by YT to define a corresponding annotate planets method. And I do have to provide two methods in this class. The first one is init, and the signature is basically free. It's whatever I want my arguments to the annotate planets to be. And another method, which is stricter, which is the call method. And this one has to take exactly those parameters. And this is the one doing the interesting stuff with Matplotlib. The other one is just storing some data. All right. So yeah, in this case, it's pretty simple. And ta-da, I just got my marker on where the planet here is. And as a final note, if you want to define an annotation method that is, you think, good enough that it can be used by anyone else, you can consider, and please do, you can consider contributing it back to YT. Normally, if you manage to make it work on your laptop, it's not much more complicated than just copying the code that you already had into the right module in YT, and we can help with all the rest. Thank you.
Excellent. Next up, we have Avery.